fellas. I'm still in disbelief that happened, man. I have so many thoughts about this whole thing. There's so many good storylines to talk about because, oh my god, we may have just witnessed one of the greatest storylines in history of anything, to be honest with you. When I saw Nico finally lift that trophy, oh my, I genuinely got chills just because I've been watching this guy for like 10 years. Let me try and gather my thoughts, right? And make this video kind of have like some sort of format that can be followed. I'm sure pretty much all of you kind of know about, you know, the story of Nico at this point. One of the greatest riflers in Counter-Strike history. He has the most HLTV top 20 appearances, and he has been consistently a demon since 2016. Realistically, he was a demon in 2015 as well. He just didn't get on the top 20. And so at this point, we have had over a decade of phenomenal rifling play from Nico. And of course, we all know that, you know, Nico, he is known as Choco, right? FaZe versus Cloud9 at Boston. He loses that with Kerrigan. He goes on to have a life tournament with G2, goes on to deagle with against Na'Vi in the Stockholm final. And then it looks like every other major he plays, even with a better roster than what he had with G2 at Stockholm, there's just like a mental block for Nico. He just can't win a major. And it gets to 2026 where without a doubt, Nico is the greatest Counter-Strike player in history who hasn't won a major. It's the one thing he hasn't done. Over a fucking decade of giving his all to this game, right? But the biggest tournament, it just seemingly always eludes him. And he's had chance after chance after chance, and it just seems like it is never his time, okay? We fast forward. He's now on Falcons. Falcons, you know, evil Counter-Strike team, yes. But as someone who mostly just watches Counter-Strike for storylines and for players, the roster itself is very, very fun, okay? Despite the shittiness of the org.
Hey, cutie patootie. It's me, Garmour.
Guys, if you would like to support me and what I do here, check out the long-term sponsor of the Garmour YouTube channel, SkinSwap. SkinSwap is the #1 place to trade your Rust or Counter-Strike skins for new ones where you can instantly upgrade your inventory. And if you use my code Garmour, you can get up to $50 on a free skin and a 3% lifetime selling bonus. And now you can also easily buy skins off the Chinese marketplace for cheaper prices than you ever could on the Western marketplaces. I truly think this is the best feature on any skin trading website, but if you are looking to sell, you can sell your skins for crypto, PayPal, Venmo, and a bunch of other withdrawal methods. Along with this, SkinSwap has a vault system now, which makes it the most rewarding skin trading website. And of course, don't forget the giveaways. And I think that's it. Thank you to them, thank you to you guys, and back to the video. And so we obviously have this storyline with Falcons where they're a very good team. They have Nico, m0NESY, an extremely talented young rifler in kyosuke, Tesses, who they have forced into anchor support roles, and he's just trying his best, and a talented young IGL in Kixin, okay? And while the story for Falcons is they're always a pretty good team, but those choking issues that Nico has had, and maybe now even m0NESY has, it's not just majors. These fuckers can't win anything, right? Falcons, second place, second place, second place, second place. m0NESY has not won a single goddamn event since he has joined the team, and it's been a minute, okay? And so this is where Falcons decides we need the big game man himself, 36-year-old Kerrigan. The Falcons motto is we need another superstar. We need another superstar. And apparently the last superstar they needed was a 36-year-old worst fragging of his entire career, Kerrigan. And with Kerrigan, Falcons look good, okay? They're nothing insane. They're not like the best team in the world, but they come in second at Astana. They come in second at CAC, and they head into the Cologne Major as a strong team. Kerrigan's been with the roster for 2 months. He shouldn't even be attending the Cologne Major, by the way, as he got knocked out on FaZe when they played big. And so Nico, after a decade of playing this game, has never been able to win a major. It is the one thing eluding him, okay? m0NESY's been right there with Nico, one of the consistently greatest players in the game, but the biggest tournament is just seemingly eluding him because he's tied at the hip with Nico. An extremely talented young rifler, Kyosuke, who is still very, very raw and is receiving a decent bit of criticism, but the potential is there. Tesses, who for the most part seems to just be on the roster because he was a part of the heroic core where they got the VRS points from, and a 36-year-old IGL who shouldn't even be here in Kerrigan. And so this Falcons team, they do what you would expect, right? They go to the the playoffs 3-1. It's a good showing from them. Nothing to make you extremely confident that they're gonna win the entire thing, because they did lose to BetBoom, but they beat G2, Monty, and the number 2 best team in the world, Na'Vi. And well, this is where everything comes together for the boys, right? They're playing Vitality in the quarters, without a doubt the underdog. Vitality has an era going on. You have Falcons, who added Kerrigan 2 months ago against the most dominant team we have seen in all of Counter-Strike since the Prime Astralis era. And this series is fucking close. After going down 10-6 on Anubis, they have an incredible T side where they end up locking up the map 13-11, going to lose an incredibly close map, Inferno 13-11, and this brings us to a map 3 dust decider, okay? But on this map, we quite literally see the entire reason that Kerrigan was brought into the roster, right? This is where, despite not putting up a very good rating, despite not killing that many people, we all get reminded that Kerrigan is a big game player, man. I have never seen a big game player like Kerrigan in my life. I'm being so genuine with you. This dude won't kill anyone for an entire fucking map, and then at the biggest moment of the entire game, he'll just pull off some bullshit. Kerrigan, no armor, with a USP, somehow gets 2 kills against a force buy, and everything else just kind of comes into place. Falcons goes up 11-6 on Dust 2. It looks like they have this in the bag. But then we get a taste of classic Falcons. Round after round after round goes to Vitality, and then it is 11-10. And it looks like Falcons is going to choke this series like they so often have throughout their entire time with Nico on the roster. But not only that, the guy on the team who seemingly is just there as a leftover piece, Tess says probably gets replaced at some point, you would think. I don't know how this happens. After burning in a goddamn molly, having like 2 fucking HP, a 5-7, he somehow kills Flames, gets another kill, and basically single-handedly wins Falcons another low buy round. And the momentum for Vitality is kind of cooked after this point, and somehow Falcons pull through 13-11 on this map. And here's the deal with this, right? This video is going to be a mix of glazing Nico and Kerrigan, because my god, am I happy for Nico. But it has to be said, Kerrigan is that fucking guy, man. There's a stat where it's like Falcons have played, I think, 9 overtime since Kerrigan has joined the team, and they've won 8 of them. Old Falcons with Kixin in no goddamn universe wins this Dust 2. There is literally no chance in hell. You know, along with this, I think there was that Kerrigan push on Cat and like the last round of the game to help Falcons win. He didn't get that many kills, but the kills Kerrigan gets are so fucking impactful. Along with his calling and just being a leader of men, I just cannot really explain in the proper words how important this motherfucker was in helping push Falcons over the edge into beating Vitality here. But it doesn't even end there, because after this Vitality game, it looks like they might be playing a team who is playing even better than Vitality in spirit. Donk potentially in the best form of his entire life, but this is where we get reminded. Remember that stat from a while ago? Despite Donk being probably the best rifler in the entire game right now, there was one man who somehow countered him, and that was Nico. Now, this is where Nico comes more into the fold, because Nico was the highest rated player on Falcons in this series against Spirit. He was instrumental in helping them win this series, especially because it was so goddamn close. And I mean, I think I can just keep giving examples as well for Kerrigan. Old Falcons does not win that map 1 Anubis in overtime. There's just no shot. They choked that map 10 out of 10 times, right? And I think the same can honestly be said for Falcons on Dust 2, because they were up 12-11. They were also up 11-9. They lost 3 out of the last 4 rounds. And so typically that momentum would kind of cook Falcons mental, and they would just lose the map in overtime. But with the addition of Kerrigan, after 60 fucking days, somehow he fixed all of their problems, man. I don't know how he does it. I really don't. Like, I know Kerrigan is legendary. And I did think, like, Falcons adding Kerrigan was like the #1 win now move. Kerrigan's towards the end of his career. He's kind of wasting away on FaZe. He is like the greatest super team IGL of all time. If any IGL can make Falcons work, it's probably Kerrigan. But in that short of an amount of time, I truly cannot believe the work he did. Like, I'm still mind blown. And so with Falcons win over Spirit, heading into the finals, I think a majority of people thought Falcons were maybe not as easily as they did, but we're going to win this final, because look at these two teams' paths to the final. Falcons played Na'Vi, the at the time #2 ranked team in the world. Vitality in the quarters, the #1 ranked team in the world. Spirit in the semis, who were the #3 ranked team in the world, and were quite honestly playing like the #1 ranked team in the world at the time. time. And then Furia, who are the number 5 ranked team in the finals. That is one of the greatest major runs ever. One of the hardest major runs ever. And Furia's path to get to the final was Aurora, 9Z, Bet Boom, Mouse, and Bait. Now, I'm not trying to diss Furia, but I feel like you can obviously see the difference in quality of these two runs. But anyways, I think it's also just very, you know, magical that Nico played as well as he did in this final, because he was not gonna let another opportunity slide to win a major title. This is the only thing he was missing. And I guess just getting into more of like the storylines after Falcons win this entire thing, it's so fucking good, man. m0NESY finally winning a chip, generational. He deserved one without a doubt. Tessa's kind of just being in the team, it seemed like, but actually having some huge moments where Falcons absolutely do not win this major without him on the team. Kyosuke kind of being a consistent rock for Falcons in like every series they played. He played phenomenally at this major as well. And I mean, Kyosuke's first fucking tournament win with the team is the Cologne major. It's the same thing with m0NESY. These two players have clearly been so good for so long, and they could just never actually get over the hump to win a tournament. And so I do think it is very special. The first one is a major for both of them on this team, especially m0NESY, man, because I was getting a little frustrated with m0NESY never being able to win one because he is just so goddamn good. And then, I mean, like, the two best storylines are easily Nico and Kerrigan, right? Kerrigan went from at Budapest almost getting eliminated by Red Canids to making the final to quite literally getting eliminated from the major before it even began to somehow winning it. How does he keep doing this, man? Kerrigan's fucking generational, and like I said, he is a big game player unlike anyone I have ever seen. But the thing with Kerrigan is he did already get his chip back in 2022. Obviously, you want to win more, and obviously for a caller as good as Kerrigan, it's nice that he now finally has multiple, but having to do with Nico. In the last round of the major final, it gets to the point on Inferno where you can tell it's 12-8 and Falcons are clearly going to win the round. My heart was racing for Nico, man. Seeing him be on the cusp of finally winning a major after watching this guy for 10 years get so close and just consistently not being able to do it, consistently not being able to win a major. You know how much it means to him when he finally wins. Seeing him celebrate, seeing him, you know, screaming, hitting the table. It might sound cringe, man, but I genuinely got chills on my entire body watching Nico celebrate. I'm getting chills right now talking about it. For me personally, just seeing someone who I have watched for literally a fucking decade at this point. I'm not even that old. I'm 22. I've been watching Nico play for nearly half of my life, half of the time I've been alive on this earth. And I think I'm just so used to seeing him heartbroken and choking that there was a part of me that thought that like he never would actually win the entire thing. And seeing him finally do it, I don't know if I can describe the dopamine that I felt. It felt like I won a major final watching Nico win it, man. Nico's journey is such an inspirational one for just persevering through, you know, hard times or what. The fact that Nico never gave up after heartbreak, after heartbreak, after heartbreak, it seemed like it never stopped. And even this year, it seemed like Nico was starting to kind of fall off a little bit. He wasn't going to get in the top 20 this year. He wasn't the same player that he always was. It honestly seemed like his time was becoming very limited to finally win a major. And if he did retire without winning one, it would have been heartbreaking. But seeing just everything come together for the team here and seeing him finally win, it was genuinely magical. Like, there's no other way for me to put it. And I think there were so many good storylines throughout this major, and the fact that Nico was like the guy to win it, to finally get his chip, I think this is without a doubt the best major we've had in CS2, and it might be one of the best majors in Counter-Strike history. It might be the best. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know exactly how everyone else feels. Maybe it could be recency bias. I truly think this may have been the best major of all time, because like we started off with the NRG choke. Are you fucking kidding me? Yab Yabbage with Spirit, you know, Donk playing out of his mind. I think just like m0NESY getting a chip and Nico finally getting his chip. Kerrigan joining this team 2 months ago to kind of be in like a last dance arc as well. You know Kerrigan's gonna retire kind of soon. And just seeing how well it all worked out, it was very fun to see. I really enjoyed it. The storyline as well between it either being Fallen's last major probably or Nico's first major. It just was a great major overall, and I had a fucking blast watching it, man. This might be a little different from, you know, a lot of the other videos I post, because I'm just kind of sitting here fucking rambling. I don't know what I'm even all saying at this point. I just need to get the point across of how fucking happy I am for Nico. And like, I do totally get the criticism of the organization of Falcons, okay? I get it's gonna put a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth that Falcons were, you know, the team to win the major. But despite that, I still do think specifically storyline wise, having to do with rosters and players, I don't know if this major can be topped, in my opinion. You know, it would have been nice if it was an organization like G2, I guess, if Nico and Modesty were still on G2 and this was like a G2 roster that won the entire thing, then it truly would have been perfect and there wouldn't be a sour taste in anyone's mouth. But like in this specific instance, I'm choosing to be a glass half full type of guy because I don't fucking know, man. Like Jeffrey Epstein could start a Counter-Strike team, and if he got Nico a major, I'd be like, well, you know, like, I don't know. Overall, fucking God bless you, Nico. You are a legend of this game, and you deserve this shit, man. You've been grinding for so long. You know, you know the storyline is phenomenal. When you genuinely get chills seeing something happen, when you literally feel like you yourself are winning. I think Nico probably has one of the best stories in sports history. Not even just esports, not even just Counter-Strike, in sports history. It's a phenomenal story of just never giving up, really. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm gonna try and get this out as quick as possible. I hope you guys enjoy, you know, leaving a like, subscribing, turn on notifications, and that's all I got to say, okay? Have a good one, fellas.